Hello, welcome to Priest Adventures. It's another weekend hike. We're camping right now in Noccalula Falls in Gadsden, Alabama. We've hiked this one a few times before. It's the Noccalula Falls and Historic Gorge via Black Creek Trail. You can see the sign behind me here for Noccalula, and then they have a trail map right here. You can get a bunch of the paper maps. It's fairly easy to follow. It's not too hard. It's heavily trafficked, so it says that it is check out this 2.9 mile loop trail near Gadsden, Alabama. Generally considered a moderately challenging route. Takes an average of 1 hour 12 minutes to complete. It's great for hiking, trail running, and walking, and it's open year round. And you'll see a lot of people on it. It's pretty heavily trafficked. So with that being said, let's get it. Now the cool thing about Noccalula Falls is the campground and the park. They have a park over here. It has a petting zoo, an old town village, a small train which they're tearing out right now. After the first of the year, they're putting in a new train which is going to be all electric. They're getting away from the gas, and we were able to ride it last year for a couple of times. Took the kids out here for camping, and this is the creek, which if you watch some other YouTube videos, it gets up pretty good flood height after rain, and there are some guys that have literally taken a canoe over the edge of the falls. It's interesting to watch, but that's not for me. Now the waterfalls are right over here, and there's a statue of Noccalula there. The old story is, and again, it's well troped, anybody who's been in this area with a camera and a YouTube channel has given the story of Noccalula. She loved another man, but her dad, the chief, had plans for her to marry another. She wasn't happy with that, so she threw herself off the falls and ceased to exist. We'll put it that way. Don't want to get in trouble. So yeah, and that's how it got the name. It's kind of feels like the old standard trope for places in the South that are named. It's pretty common that happens. But the park over there also has mini golf, which is pretty fun. And then over in this area here is a place that sells gourmet popsicles, a place called Frio's. Try them out, definitely try them out. They're really good. As a matter of fact, it's 8:30 in the morning. Let me check. Yeah, 8:40 in the morning. It is already almost 80 degrees. So we're gonna try to knock this thing out and get back. We're camping this weekend, and it's got a pool. The campground's got a pool, really nice campsites, which I'll show that in another episode somewhere down the line. Because as of right now, we're mainly focused on the ALLTRAILS apps, mileage, and what they consider to be moderate or easy or hard. Now, as I've stated before, I will take kind of short trips off the trail, not something too crazy, because I don't want to throw the mileage off. So as you're coming straight off the trail, or straight into the trail here, there's a chapel that you walk past, and it's all gravel road. But if you step over to the left here, it's not a very good view of the waterfall, but it's a view. So I was with our son and a couple other kids, and when we went down to the gorge from that way. Don't do it. Do not do it. Go. It's about a third of a mile down. there'll be a sign for Gorge Entrance where you can go that way. And my wife actually didn't go down that one. She walked down to here, and then we had to walk back to collect her and go back. It is a loop. You can do it either way. We find that we like to kind of get the waterfall first on this one. The last time we did it clockwise. We did it clockwise, so compared to the times before we've done counter. And the reason why we did it clockwise last time was to get the waterfall first, and then towards the end of the hike, we stopped and let the kids get in the water. And there's a pretty nice section to, hang a hammock or anything like that. It's just off trail, so it's not too far, and it let them get into the water and enjoy it. And we liked it that way, so we're going to do it again this time. We're just going to do it clockwise instead of doing it the opposite. It does make the end of the hike a little more boring, especially walking this gravel road all the way from the end all the way back to the truck. The truck's in the parking lot, and it's free to park. It's free to go do this trail. They don't charge you anything. We're actually walking along the campgrounds. So we like to look at the campers that we're probably going to end up getting, because it's hot and tent camping in the south is not fun. All right, we're about a third of a mile in, and this is where the gorge entrance is. Watch where you're stepping on this, but you have the sign here. And then once you get to the bottom, I'll show you on that it's got a sign for the waterfall or the suspension bridge. And we're going to see all that today. My wife's going to fall. It's going to happen. She fell last week. It's going to happen this week. It's just part of it. So I'm going to turn the camera off because this is a little steep, and I'm going to have to help them get down. All right, we just made it down into the gorge, and like I said before, I'll say it every time, dry fit hanky. That handkerchief is worth it. This is what we came down. So it is kind of technical. It is really steep, and it's a lot of loose gravel and dirt that you have to just be mindful of. Again, my wife used a trekking pole. I was just kind of hanging onto the trees as I came down. But once you get down here, then you have the signage for suspension bridge that way, and the waterfall is this way. We're going to the waterfall. This trail is hard packed. It's got a lot of people have hiked on it. I am going to be looking at my feet a lot because it's considered moderate, and it kind of holds true to it. If we get to the end of it, I'll give a final review on my take on it. But nice views. I mean, just granite slab. There are some things on this trail that I will bring up that it has some dings, but we'll get to that one a little further into the video. Other than that, my wife is now speed walking it, and I got to catch up to her. We're not far into it. Actually, I want to show something here that oh goodness, this is the problem that I have. That it's everywhere. It's on all the stone. I mean, you'll see it all over the place, especially this section. This is the section with the most stone walled area, the gorge area. And ooh, that little stone right there. Ooh. It's all over. But not even 9 o'clock. Hydrate. Cheers. It is hot, and it is the wind does not blow down here. You do not get a breeze. you are hiking in a bowl. Bring water, bring lots of water. And the other thing to watch out for is this is the main trail here. Follow your maps. There's not a bunch of blazes on here, just a few signs here and there, but then you end up with some side trails like this that you can get lost on. So just follow the map, follow the trails, and continue going. And the water's not going to last long down here today, so we're hoping to get off this thing before the heat of the day hits. The Falls Loop is 2.9 miles per ALLTRAILS. The park has an entrance to this trail. You pay one price and you get to use everything at the park other than the mini golf. But one of the train stops is an entrance to the gorge. Steps down, and I think it's a mile total, like half mile to the gorge. Or to the waterfall, I'm sorry, not the gorge. You're in the gorge. But the entrance to it's like a half mile to the falls. And the difference with this waterfall compared to some others is you actually walk under it. It's the reason why we do it in a clockwise motion. So you get to do that first. And here we are underneath the falls. I don't know if you can hear me. It's ripping pretty good. You got a complete rock shelf over you. And the waterfall. Not gonna lie, it's trippy. It is a weird feeling to be under all this granite, all this rock. And then it's all like fallen off and made this underneath. So it doesn't look like anything's gonna fall off right now, but you never know. The rocks are all different angles. Some of them are loose, so they'll shake under you. Just be a little sure-footed whenever you walk on this. I'm backlit like crazy. We're gonna make our way around into the outside of it, right over there. I gotta turn this way. So the exit of it is over there. You just make your way around this and enjoy the falls. There's a loose rock. Where was it? Where was it? There it is. Yeah. Those will give you a little jump scare. And you'll come up on like this. Right here. That's not an exit. It looks like an exit. It's stairs to a wooden fence. I bet you we could get out. This says the gorge exit is this way. And this is getting to the park. This is the trail from the park. This is the one that's really trafficked. It's still rocky and a lot of trip hazards. You just gotta watch out, but you know you're on the main paid one. Oh, there's a trash can. Last time I was here, there was a water bottle laying right next to it. I had to throw it away. Just keep following this massive trail, and there'll be a signage that shows you where to go, because now we're heading for the suspension bridge. Now we're still on this main trail, like this right here, and this is posted on both sides. So the signage here for suspension bridge, we're going down this little trail off to the offshoot. That's the one you want to follow. The trail continues back this way, and that takes you to the park. And the suspension bridge is like the most furthest out point that you hit. Still on these rocks. They're all over the place. So be mindful, be careful. Don't twist an ankle. At least you're in a good spot. There's plenty of people. There's a fire department right at the entrance to the campground. And like all the city services are right here. So it's not a bad place to come and play and hang out. All right, we've made it to the suspension bridge. It's a nice one. Yeah. Please walk on the left side of the bridge. Wet paint. Where is that? Right there. Yeah. It looks dry to me. Now once you get on the other side of the suspension bridge, it kind of goes down to like a creek bed, and you walk across walk along the creek. So it's a nice little walk. Still rocky. It's not as bad, but it's still pretty rocky. And we still have a ways to go. We're at the end of the gorge. We still have to get back to the parking area, so that's still a good little walk. Now this over here, the gorge exits right there, but this over here you can step off of, go across the creek, and there's good spots to hang a hammock. We'll let the kids swim down in here. All in all, had a really good time. So if you like this stuff, like, share, subscribe. We have an Instagram and a Facebook page, so you can go and follow that. Just getting it started. So we have that going for us. Now it's a climb to get back up out of the gorge. Once you come out of the gorge, you're back onto the gravel road. Takes you back. There's another trail that splits off here. I think it's a mountain biking trail. At least that's what it shows on the app. It's another, I think it's moderate, another 3 mile. See, it's the signage. Black Creek Hiking and Mountain Biking Trail. It runs up through there. But then we haven't done that. I don't have a bike. Don't really care to right now. Maybe later. And now we're on a paved trail. So it's done up really nice. The upkeeps on it is really well done. Just the graffiti on the walls. That's a shame. Yeah, it's too much to probably take the pressure washer down there and try to get it cleaned up. We have guardrails. Well, I don't know why guardrails, because there's stone walls on both sides, so I guess to keep somebody from running into it. And now we're going across another bridge. So yeah, Gadsden did it right. They did this trail right. We haven't been on any other trails around Gadsden. If you know of one, comment. We'll try it out. Anything just short of rappelling. I don't feel like rappelling. That's not my thing. I'm losing my wife and daughter. They're going to the campground to cut it short, change into bathing suits, get ready to climb in that pool. It is hot. These are the cabins that they have. People have rented them out. There's cars there, so I'm not going to get close to that. But y'all are in it with me for this hike, because I got to finish this thing out to review it and to get back to the truck. Okay, so that's the end of Noccalula Falls trail loop. A couple of reviews, and bear with me. It is scorching out here today. Naomi Foy Grissett gave it 1 star. This was in September of 2020, so a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. This was my second attempt to complete the hike. The first time was canceled due to severe weather. We started in the park, hiked over the gorge, and planned to end at the waterfall. However, when my husband and I got closer to the waterfalls, he was stung 5 times by yellow jackets. It's a callback to last week, which he is allergic to. And as he was trying to get away from the yellow jackets, tripped and landed on some boulders. This hike ended in an ER trip and a broken foot. And the park is aware of many people getting stung by yellow jackets. And this one spot, and it is a spot that is the main purpose of the hike, the waterfalls, I will not return. But we didn't run into any bees, thank goodness. My wife would probably not hike anymore if we did. After last week's, that was an ordeal. But I don't know. Check your weather. Pay attention to your weather. If it's going to be severe weather, don't come out. It's just what it is. It's outdoors. It's nature. That's part of it. This one is 5 stars. James Wardlaw. Yeah, Wardlaw. 2 months ago. A great little park. An unexpected treat on a business trip to Alabama. A beautiful gorge with rock cliffs, huge boulders, and mature forest with a waterfall that you would expect to be in North Carolina or Tennessee. And I agree. This seems like something we would see right outside of Brevard, right in Pisgah, or in Tennessee. Not in Alabama. We're kind of in central Alabama, with it being Gadsden. This is literally an hour and 20 minutes from our house. That's why we camp here so much, and we like to hike it so often. It's, you know, the campgrounds are great. It's got a pool. The bathhouses, you could eat off the floor. They are so clean. And later on, I'll get a video of that, of a camping trip, because we will be back. My thing on it, it said it was a 2.9 mile hike. We did it in 2.4. Where they have the trail head is almost like out at the end of the road here. I don't know. I guess it's where somebody started their hike from their car, right at the street. We're parked right up at the front, right close to the chapel, so maybe we shaved off a little bit, not half a mile. So they had it off, but they had it off in less mileage, and I'll take that. A little bit less mileage never hurt. If you're coming out here to try to knock out 3 miles, expect 2.5. It's a little more on the hard side of moderate. For a trail, I give it 5 stars. The views, the going into the waterfall, loved it. Absolutely loved it. The inclines are not too hard. There are some places where you do have to scuttle a little bit, and I like that. It's not a bad thing. But I would rank it a little harder than moderate. Be expected to sweat. You're going to be in a pit. There's no breeze. There's no wind. But the views are great. And with that being said, follow us for our next adventure. Thanks.